My sister's son threw my daughter's birthday cake into the bathroom and yelled, "Go eat it now!" My sister laughed while my daughter cried. I stayed quiet. The next day, I showed her husband proof that the child wasn't his. My sister called me, screaming and panicking. The candles were still burning when he grabbed the cake. My daughter's 6th birthday, pink frosting, unicorn decorations, 20 kids in our backyard. My nephew Dylan, my sister's 8-year-old, picked it up with both hands. "Dylan, no," I started. He ran, straight into the house, through the sliding door, past the kitchen, into the bathroom. I followed. Everyone followed. Parents, kids, my wife, my sister. He held the cake over the toilet, looked at my daughter Lily, smiled, then dropped it. Pink frosting splattered everywhere. The unicorn's horn broke off. Pieces of cake crumbled. The whole thing sat in the toilet bowl, floating in the water. "Go eat it now!" Dylan screamed at my daughter. "Eat it out of the toilet like the pig you are!" Lily started crying. That deep, broken crying that 6-year-olds do when their world ends. When something happens they can't understand, can't process. The bathroom was packed. 20 people crammed in the hallway, staring, silent. I looked at my sister Karen. She was standing in the doorway, phone out, recording everything. She laughed, actually laughed. "Oh my God, Dylan, you're terrible," she said, but she was smiling. Still filming, zooming in on the cake in the toilet. "Karen, control your son," I said quietly. She looked at me, still smiling. "Relax, it's just a cake. Jesus, you're so dramatic. That's her birthday cake. So, buy another one. It's not the end of the world." The bathroom was silent except for Lily's crying. Parents stood in the hallway, uncomfortable, not knowing where to look, not knowing what to say. One mom cleared her throat. "We should probably go. It's getting late." Another nodded. "Yeah, thank you for having us." They started leaving, grabbing their kids, collecting gift bags, making excuses. Lily ran to her room, still crying. The sound echoed through the house, heartbroken sobs that made my chest ache. The party ended in 10 minutes. Parents grabbed their kids and left. Awkward goodbyes, sympathetic looks at me, uncomfortable glances at Karen. My wife Sarah went after Lily. I heard her in the bedroom, trying to comfort her, trying to explain what happened. I stood in the bathroom, looking at the ruined cake, at the broken unicorn horn floating in pink water, at the frosting smeared on the toilet seat and the floor. 3 months of planning. Sarah had shown Lily pictures, let her pick everything. The colors, the design, the decorations. $200 for a custom cake from the fancy bakery downtown. Lily's favorite colors, her favorite character, her face when she'd seen it that morning, pure joy, gone. Dylan stood next to me, still smiling, like he'd accomplished something. "That was awesome," he said. I looked at him. "This 8-year-old kid, my nephew." "Get out," I said quietly. "What?" "Get out of my house." Karen walked over, put her hand on Dylan's shoulder. "Don't talk to my son like that. He just threw my daughter's birthday cake in the toilet. It was a joke. Lighten up." "A joke?" "Yes, a joke. Kids do dumb stuff. You're overreacting." My wife came back, face tight, angry. "Lily won't stop crying," she said. "She's devastated." Karen rolled her eyes. "She'll get over it. It's just cake. Just cake." Sarah's voice rose. "It was her birthday cake, in front of all her friends. Your son humiliated her." "Oh, please. She's 6. She won't even remember this next week." Sarah looked at me. Say something. I couldn't. My throat was too tight. My hands were shaking. Karen grabbed Dylan's hand. "Come on, let's go. Uncle Mike is being weird." They walked out, through the living room, past the decorations, past the empty tables. The door slammed. I stood there, staring at nothing. Sarah touched my shoulder. "Are you okay?" "Fine." "You're not fine." "I'm fine." But I wasn't. That night, Lily wouldn't eat dinner, wouldn't talk, just lay in bed, staring at the wall. I sat with her, tried to make her feel better. "We can get another cake tomorrow," I said. "It won't be the same." "I know, but all the kids saw, Daddy. They all watched Dylan throw it in the toilet. They were all laughing. They weren't laughing at you, sweetheart." "Yes, they were. I heard them. They thought it was funny." My throat tightened. "Why did Dylan do that?" she asked, her voice so small. I had no answer. "I don't know, sweetheart. Does he hate me?" "No, he made a bad choice. It was supposed to be perfect. You and Mommy promised it would be perfect." I stroked her hair. "I know. I'm so sorry. I don't want to see Dylan anymore." "You don't have to. Or Aunt Karen." "Okay." She turned away from me, pulled the covers over her head. I left the room, found Sarah in the kitchen. She was cleaning up, paper plates, plastic cups, deflated balloons, untouched party favors. "She won't stop crying," Sarah said without looking at me. "I know. Your sister needs to control her kid. That was cruel. That was deliberately cruel." "I know. That's it? That's all you're going to say?" I didn't answer. "Mike, you need to do something. You need to talk to Karen. This can't just—" "I know, but I didn't know what to do, what to say, how to fix this." I lay awake that night, staring at the ceiling, listening to Lily cry in the next room, the sound of her broken sobs through the wall, thinking, remembering. Karen always got away with everything. When we were kids, she broke Mom's antique vase, the one from Grandma, worth thousands, blamed me, said I was throwing a ball in the house. I got grounded for 2 weeks. She got sympathy. She failed math in high school, failed every test, failed the final, made me do her homework, threatened to tell mom I'd hit her if I didn't. I never hit her, but mom would have believed her. I did her homework for a whole semester. She passed, got credit for my work. She crashed dad's car, senior year, drunk, wrapped it around a telephone pole, lied, said someone hit her in a parking lot, hit and run. They believed her. Insurance paid for everything. I got suspended in 8th grade for fighting, defending myself from a bully who'd been tormenting me for months. Karen told the principal I started it, that I was violent, that she was worried about me. He believed her. I got suspended. The bully got nothing. She stole money from her first job, cashier at a grocery store, $300 from the register over 2 weeks. Got caught. Cried, said her manager was setting her up because he'd asked her out and she'd said no. They gave her a second chance, kept her on, fired the manager. And Dylan, just like her, cruel, entitled, protected. Last Christmas, he'd broken Lily's new doll, the expensive one she'd asked Santa for, ripped its head off. Karen had laughed, said boys will be boys. At Easter, he'd pushed Lily into the pool, fully clothed. She couldn't swim well yet, had to be pulled out by Sarah. Karen said it was an accident, that Dylan was just playing. At Thanksgiving, he'd thrown mashed potatoes at Lily, hit her in the face, made her cry. Karen said she was being too sensitive. Every time, every single time, Karen defended him, made excuses, blamed everyone else, because that's what she did. That's what she'd always done, played the victim, always had an excuse, always got away with it. But something about Lily's face tonight, her broken sobs, the way the other kids had watched, the humiliation, something in me went cold, calculating. The next morning, I remembered something. 6 months ago, July, family barbecue at Karen's house. Her husband, Tom, pulled me aside. We were standing by the grill, beers in hand, watching the kids play in the sprinkler. Can I ask you something weird? He said quietly. Sure. He took a long drink, looked at Dylan splashing in the water. Does Dylan look like me? Like, at all? I looked across the yard. Dylan was playing. Blonde hair, almost white blonde, pale skin, blue eyes, tall for his age, thin build. Tom had dark hair, olive skin, brown eyes, muscular build. Italian family, 5 brothers, all looked exactly the same. Strong Mediterranean genes. Dylan looked nothing like him. Nothing. Genetics are weird, I said. Yeah, he didn't sound convinced. Karen says he looks like her dad, but her dad had dark hair too, dark eyes. Everyone in her family does. Maybe a recessive gene or something. You know, like how blue eyes can skip generations. Yeah, maybe. But he didn't look reassured. He took another drink, kept staring at Dylan. He doesn't act like me either, doesn't like any of the stuff I like. Baseball, cars, fishing, nothing. It's like we have nothing in common. Like we're strangers. He's only 8. Kids change. Their interests change. I guess. You're a good dad, Tom. Don't worry so much. Yeah, but he'd looked sad, defeated, like he was carrying something heavy. I'd brushed it off then, told myself he was just being paranoid, that every parent worries about bonding with their kids. Now, lying in bed at 3 a.m., I thought about it differently. Karen had always been a liar. She'd lied about the vase, the car, the money, the fighting, everything. What if she'd lied about this too? What if Dylan wasn't Tom's? The thought sat in my chest, heavy, cold. I got up, went to my office. Opened my laptop, searched, how to tell if child is not biological father, DNA test. That was the answer. I searched, private DNA testing, dozens of companies, mail-in kits, confidential results, 99.9% accuracy. But those took weeks, left a paper trail, orders, shipping, email confirmations. I needed something quieter. I called my friend Marcus. 7 a.m. woke him up. What? Groggy, annoyed. Can you run a DNA test quietly? Silence. Marcus? How quietly are we talking? Very quietly. Off the books. No records, no paper trail. More silence. Mike, what's going on? I need to know if my nephew is actually my brother-in-law's kid. Jesus, can you do it? He was a lab tech at a private testing facility. We'd gone to college together. He owed me favors, big ones. Bring me samples, good ones, hair with roots, saliva, cheek cells, something with intact DNA. Whenever. I'm here all week. Just text me before you come. Thanks. You sure about this, man? This is heavy stuff, life-changing stuff, I'm sure. I hung up, sat there, planning. I needed samples from Dylan and Tom, without them knowing, without anyone knowing. I went to work that day, couldn't focus, kept thinking about it, planning it. Sarah asked if I was okay. Fine, I said. You've been quiet since the party. I'm fine. No, you're not. Talk to me. I'm just tired. She didn't believe me, but she let it go. That afternoon, Tuesday, I left work early, told my boss I wasn't feeling well, drove to Karen's house, 1:30 p.m. She worked until 3, receptionist at a dental office. Tom worked downtown, financial advisor, long hours. Dylan was at school until 3:15. The house would be empty. I still had the spare key. From last year when they went to Hawaii. Asked me to water their plants and get their mail. Never gave it back. I parked down the street, walked to the house, looked around, no neighbors watching. Let myself in, quietly. The house smelled like Karen's perfume, coffee, dog food. I went upstairs, Dylan's bathroom first, his hairbrush on the counter, blue plastic, hair strands tangled in the bristles, blonde, several with visible roots attached. Perfect. I pulled them out carefully, 6 or 7 strands, put them in a Ziploc bag I'd brought, sealed it, labeled it with a Sharpie, sample A. Tom's bathroom next, master bedroom, his razor on the sink, electric one, Phillips, Norelco. I popped open the head, hair and skin cells caught in the blades, dark hair, perfect. I cleaned them onto a tissue carefully, into another Ziploc bag, sealed it, sample B. I put everything back exactly as I found it, made sure nothing looked disturbed, then I left, locked the door behind me, walked back to my car. Nobody saw me. I drove straight to Marcus's lab. He was waiting, lab coat, gloves already on. These good? I handed him the bags. He examined them under the light, held them up, looked at the hair strands closely. Yeah, more than enough. Hair with follicles is gold standard. This'll work. How long? 3 days, maybe 4. These tests take time. Can you rush it? I'll try, but I can't promise anything. The equipment runs on a schedule. Do what you can. I'll call you when it's done. I left, went home, told Sarah I'd picked up dinner, Chinese food, her favorite. She asked if I felt better. Much better, I lied. That night I played with Lily, read her stories, tucked her in, kissed her forehead. She was still sad, still quiet, but she smiled when I did the voices in her book. I love you, Daddy. I love you too, baby. 72 hours started, each one slower than the last. I went to work, came home, played with Lily, had dinner with Sarah, acted normal, but inside, I was counting, waiting. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, nothing. Friday morning, 8:17 a.m. My phone rang. Marcus. I stepped outside, into the backyard, closed the door. You sitting down? My heart started pounding. Just tell me. Zero match. Tom's not the biological father. Not even close. I was quiet. You sure? I ran it twice. Different methods, PCR and STR analysis, same result both times. They don't share any DNA markers. Tom is not Dylan's father. Biologically impossible. I closed my eyes, took a breath. Send me the official report. Mike, are you sure? This is heavy stuff, man. Once you open this box, send it. Okay, give me an hour. I'll make it look official. Lab letterhead, signatures, the works. Thanks. He emailed it at 9:30. PDF, 12 pages, charts, numbers, genetic markers, probability calculations, official lab letterhead, signatures, timestamps, certification numbers, undeniable. I read it 3 times, made sure I understood every word, every number, every conclusion. Paternity, excluded. Probability, 0%. Conclusion, the alleged father is excluded as the biological father. Then I printed 3 copies, put them in a manila envelope, wrote Tom's name on the front, drove to his office, financial firm downtown, big glass building, marble lobby, 30th floor. I walked in, receptionist at the desk, young, professional, smiled at me. I have a delivery for Tom Anderson, personal, urgent. Is he expecting you? No, but he needs to see this today. Now, if possible. She picked up the phone, dialed his extension. Tom, someone's here to see you. Says it's urgent. Pause. Okay. She hung up. He'll be right down. I waited, standing in the lobby, heart pounding, envelope in my hand. 5 minutes, 10. Then the elevator opened. Tom stepped out, suit and tie. Confused expression, tired eyes. Hey Mike, what's up? Is everything okay? I handed him the envelope. Open it when you're alone. He looked at the envelope, at me, at my face. What is this? The truth. About what? About Dylan. His face changed, color drained, something flickered in his eyes, like he already knew but didn't want to, like he'd suspected for years but never had proof. Mike, just read it, then call me if you want to talk. Is this? Read it first, then decide what to do. I turned and walked out, didn't look back, went to my car, drove home. 2 hours later my phone rang. Karen. I let it ring, watched it buzz on my desk. Voicemail. She called again. 13 missed calls in 20 minutes. Then texts started flooding in. What did you do? Tom want talk to me. Answer your phone. You're a liar. Tom is packing a bag. Please call me. What did you tell him? Answer me right now. Has calling a lawyer. Please Mike. Please. I didn't respond. Just watched them come in, one after another, getting more desperate, more panicked. Then Tom called. I answered. Is this real? His voice was shaking. Yes. How did you? Where did you? I had a feeling. After what you said at the barbecue, I had it tested. Silence. Breathing. Heavy. Uneven. Then crying. Grown man crying. Deep, broken sobs. 8 years, he said. 8 fucking years I raised him. Changed his diapers. Taught him to ride a bike. Paid for everything. And he's not even mine. I'm sorry. Don't be. You gave me the truth. That's more than she ever did. More crying. Who's the father? He asked. Did the test say? No, it just shows it's not you. You'd need his real father's DNA to match. Does she know you did this? Not yet. Good. His voice turned cold, hard. I want to see her face when I show her. I want to watch her lie, watch her try to explain this. Tom, thank you, he said, for telling me, for not letting me waste more of my life on a lie. He hung up. Karen called again immediately. This time I answered. You ruined my life, she screamed. No, you did. Tom is leaving me. He wants a divorce. He's talking to a lawyer right now. Good. Dylan is asking why Daddy is crying. What am I supposed to tell him? Tell him the truth. I hate you. I fucking hate you. You're a monster. Remember yesterday, when Dylan threw Lily's cake in the toilet? When you laughed? She went quiet, breathing hard. You said I was dramatic, that it was just a cake. That's different. You're right, it is different. A cake can be replaced. Trust can't. A marriage can't. 8 years of lies can't. Please, please don't do this. I'm your sister. We're family. You can't. And Lily is my daughter. You laughed while she cried. You filmed it. You thought it was funny. I'm sorry. I'll make Dylan apologize. We'll buy a new cake, a bigger one, whatever you want. Please, too late. I'll do anything. Please. Tom is taking everything. The house, the car. He says I won't get a dime in the divorce. Please talk to him. Please. No. Please. You chose this. When you lied to him. When you let him raise another man's child for 8 years. When you laughed at my daughter. It was just a stupid cake, and this is just the truth. Please don't do this. I'm begging you. I'm your sister. You stopped being my sister when you laughed at my daughter. Please. I hung up, blocked her number, sat in silence, heart pounding, hands shaking. My phone buzzed. Text from Tom. Lawyer says I'm not responsible for child support. Not my kid. Not my problem. Filing for divorce tomorrow. Asking for the house. Thank you for this. You saved my life. I set the phone down, walked to Lily's room. She was playing with her dolls. Quiet, still sad, but playing. Hey, baby. She looked up. Yeah? How about this weekend we have a do-over party? Just us. You, me, Mom, new cake, whatever you want. Her eyes lit up. Really lit up. Really? Really. We'll make it perfect. Even better than before. She smiled. First real smile in days. Can it have 2 unicorns this time? It can have 100 unicorns if you want. She jumped up, hugged me. Thank you, Daddy. I hugged her back, held her tight, and didn't think about Karen at all.